Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives Today Update channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. After being ghosted, Meri Brown reveals what finally caused Kody to call. Kody Brown has been dealing with the departure of his three ex-wives, Janelle, Christine, and Meri Brown, throughout Sister Wives Season 19. He seems indifferent at times, and even conveys a sense of good riddance when talking about them. On other occasions, though, they might allow the plural marriage to stop, because he appears to be extremely hurt. Meri now shares what ultimately caused Kody to give her a call after first ignoring her. Ghosts of Kody Brown Meri several times. Janelle Brown discussed how difficult it was to contact Kody Brown for business purposes in Sister Wives Season 19. After battling to obtain information regarding Coyote Pass, she ultimately concluded it would be best to hire a lawyer. Similarly, Meri Brown has expressed on numerous times how painful it was for her to be abandoned by Kody. Kody appears to enter and exit Meri's life at will. Earlier in their marriage, Meri would approach Kody and receive nothing but crickets in return. For example, he once ignored her entirely since he didn't feel like handling an anniversary with her. Similarly, she discusses the spiritual release from Kody in Season 19. He didn't say anything about it when she first raised it. But she was tired of putting up with his ghosting antics. She ended the multiple marriages, despite not having his consent, because she was fed up with waiting. After being ghosted, Meri Brown reveals what finally caused Kody to call. In the most recent episode, Meri Brown reveals that Kody Brown came back to life after she gave up the ghost. Without Kody, Meri found it difficult to get in touch with the church, but she decided it was time. With Meri, Kody had a new lease of life and stopped ignoring her calls and texts. Following his processing of the church's humiliation, Kody was able to be friendly and even enjoy Meri's company. Kody received private texts from Meri shortly after she informed him of the release, which she shared with him. "I texted him and he called me within 20 minutes, she said to her pals Jen Sullivan and Brandy. In addition, she informs them, he asks, "Why did you do it so quickly, within a week? I don't understand why you did it so fast," he says. "You have a guy on the side waiting?" he asks in jest. She was understandably perplexed and perhaps insulted by his remarks. The release was the only other option she could think of because he had no interest in keeping the marriage going. Meri Brown said with excitement, it was a good text, when she was interacting with Jen and Brandy. "Would you like to listen to it?" Both pals complied. "I said this," says Meri. "I will read it back to you. Hello Kody. I wanted to inquire further about the text I sent a few weeks ago. I wanted to inform you that the formal release was approved after I spoke with the Utah leadership today. That this is how our lives ended breaks my heart. You have my undying love and respect. I'm grateful for the many years of happiness. I sincerely hope you will be at rest today and that I absolve you of any obligation or concern over me. I got this." She informs them that she was given what is known as a release in our church, which is essentially the same as a divorce. But according to Kody, Meri doesn't need to say anything negative at this point since her buddies would take care of it for her. After years of waiting, Meri Brown apparently took the required action to bring the marriage back to life. She tore off the bandage and endured the agony of being fired. "It was a really, really difficult conversation," she adds, hard in the sense of heartbreaking, because this is not what I wanted to do. "When I married Kody, I didn't mean this." She adds, "Kody and I went through a formal divorce back in 2014, and for me, the only reason for the entire procedure was so that he could legally marry Robin Brown and adopt her three older children. However, our spiritual ceiling and spiritual marriage remained unbroken." Meri also makes jokes about her one marriage and two divorces. Kody and the new relationship of Meri Brown. Meri Brown is aware that she is embarking on a new chapter with Kody. "I don't think it's inauthentic at all," she says. "We're not at a point where we're messaging and calling each other and saying, 'Hey, friend, how are you? How are you spending your day?' It's not that kind of a relationship," she admits, "but when we are in each other's space, we do need to interact. It's all right. Moreover, the discharge seemed to improve their mood. In many respects, it was a release from the weight that both of them bore for years, unsure of what to do next. Meri went on to say, "I feel really at ease with him. In that sense, it's not weird, but we simply aren't friends. Not pals, of course. Do you understand? I'm content with it." How do you feel about Kody's prompt reply to Meri Brown's texts after she asked the church for the release? At that moment, do you think it was strange that he stopped avoiding her? Are you anticipating a new Sister Wives episode? Please leave a remark below. Why Meri Brown, the star of Sister Wives, is not the victim but rather a contributing factor in the issue. Meri Brown, star of Sister Wives, has long been perceived as a victim of her husband, Kody Brown, who is polygamous. A closer examination of her journey, however, shows that Meri has frequently contributed significantly to her own sadness. Beginning in 1990 when she became Kody's first wife, Meri, now 53, has endured decades of marital chaos. Despite coming from polygamous backgrounds, Kody and Meri's first marriage wasn't intended to proceed in the conventional manner of taking on additional spouses. However, in just 3 years, Kody added 2 more spouses, Christine and Janelle Brown, and 16 years later, Robin Brown, as his 4th wife. The purpose of Sister Wives was to depict the daily activities of a working plural marriage, but as the years passed, the dynamics of the family underwent a significant change. It was clear that Kody's family was irreparably broken by the time Sister Wives season 19 premiered. Christine, Kody's 3rd wife, left the family in 2021, and Janelle, his 2nd wife, did the same in 2022. Meri severed her spiritual union with Kody that same year, marking the end of her engagement in the multiple marriage after 32 years of marriage. Meri's devotion to Robin and Kody. Meri was frequently caught in the crossfire of the family's conflicts during her tenure on Sister Wives, particularly as Christine and Janelle became more and more disenchanted with Kody. The relationships between the 3 wives soured, and Meri believed she was being unfairly singled out. But instead of supporting her fellow wives, Meri deliberately chose to support Kody and Robin, whom she had fought so hard to include in the family. When Christine and Janelle began to criticize Kody's actions, the conflict between Meri and the other spouses only got worse. Meri stayed by Kody and Robin even though she felt increasingly alone. Meri decided to stay in the marriage despite Kody's candid admission that he no longer thought her was attractive, putting up with his emotional detachment and mistreatment. In retrospect, many would contend that Meri had every right to leave years ago, but she chose to stay faithful despite the obvious shift in Kody's feelings. The fissures in the Brown family grew as Sister Wives changed. It was impossible to overlook the widening gap, and Meri's choice to support Kody and Robin only made things worse between her and the other women. Christine and Janelle were on the opposing side of the family, feeling more and more alienated by Kody's behavior and lack of support, while Kody and Robin formed one faction. Meri had a tense connection with Christine and Janelle from the start. It was no secret that Meri had never felt very close to them, and Robin's entrance was perceived as a means for Meri to change her loyalty and strengthen her relationship with Kody. Meri remained steadfastly loyal to Kody and Robin, despite the fact that Christine and Janelle were growing disillusioned with the overall family dynamic. As the family went through several divorces, this division only grew wider, making Meri feel more and more alone. Meri's rage and separation from Kody. Meri was at her lowest point by the time Sister Wives season 19 premiered. Meri ultimately made the decision to leave her several marriages with Kody after enduring emotional mistreatment for decades. In Meri's journey, this was a crucial turning point. Meri started to vent the rage she had suppressed for years since she was no longer driven by duty or devotion to Kody. It's critical to acknowledge that Meri's emotions were legitimate, even though her actions during this time may have been interpreted as aggressive or emotional. She had been overlooked, emotionally neglected, and frequently marginalized in a marriage for more than 30 years. Meri's choice to stay in the marriage after Christine and Janelle left, even after being informed that Kody didn't want her, only served to deepen her bitterness. Meri started to take responsibility for her feelings and experiences as she ceased shielding Robin and Kody. Meri appears to be intent on moving on and starting over on her own terms, even though it's obvious that she might have left much sooner. Her divorce marks the beginning of a new era in which she won't have to hide her own emotions in order to preserve the appearance of family harmony. Meri's future course, a fresh start. Meri's irritation and rage are understandable, yet she is still apprehensive about the future. Many viewers are left wondering if she will continue to be in the spotlight as a Sister Wives cast member or if she will stop participating in the program. In any case, Meri's path serves as an illustration of a woman who has made the decision to put her own emotional health and happiness ahead of her allegiance to a dysfunctional family dynamic. Even if she might have contributed to the family's disintegration, Meri has decided to take back her story and go on. Meri has obviously found the strength to leave a situation that no longer worked for her, regardless of whether she regrets the time she spent in a stagnant marriage. Fans of Sister Wives will probably be curious to see how Meri forges a new life for herself apart from Kody and his other wives as the show airs. Meri has determined that her future is worth fighting for, even though the past cannot be changed. Sister Wives. Within 20 minutes of her ending her marriage, Meri Brown revealed a text message that had Kody calling. Meri Brown is giving some details about her divorce from Kody Brown. While visiting with friends Jen and Brandy on Sunday's brand new Sister Wives, Meri talked candidly about her choice to divorce Kody after 30 years of marriage. Within the week, he goes, "Why did you do it so fast?" wrote Meri, who filed for a formal divorce from Kody in 2014. "I don't understand why you did it so fast," he says. "You have a guy waiting on the side?" Since Kody had no interest in keeping their marriage together, the reality TV star claimed that she found his remarks insulting and that divorce was the only other option. Meri then disclosed that she had texted him following the official church-issued termination of their marriage. "I texted him and he called me within 20 minutes, she stated. "The text was good. Would you like to listen to it?" Meri went on, then went to get her phone. "This is what I said. I will read it back to you. Hello Kody, I wanted to inquire further about the text I sent a few weeks ago. I wanted to inform you that the formal release was approved after I spoke with the Utah leadership today. That this is how our lives ended breaks my heart. You have my undying love and respect. I'm grateful for the many years of happiness. I sincerely hope you will be at rest today and that I absolve you of any obligation or concern over me. I got this." Meri revealed that she chose to end her marriage through the family's religion when discussing their divorce in a prior season 19 episode, stating that she was granted what is called in our church, a release, which is basically the equivalent of a divorce. "It was a really difficult conversation, hard in the sense of heartbreaking, because I didn't want to do this. When I married Kody, I didn't mean this," she added. "Kody and I went through a formal divorce back in 2014. And I saw the entire process as being solely for his legal marriage to Robin Brown, and subsequent adoption of her 3 older children. However, our spiritual sealing and spiritual marriage remained unbroken. Although the couple's legal separation occurred in 2014, it wasn't until January 2023 that they formally separated and ended their marriage, months after Kody's marriages to Christine Brown and Janelle Brown had ended. In a late November episode of the TLC series, viewers witnessed Kody crying as he sent his favorite ex-wife to Utah, where she chose to resettle, despite the fact that they both appeared to have accepted the end of their union. "We had something special, and it feels like it just all went to st, sort of," Kody said through tears. "I'm not bitter anymore. I'm not angry. I'm glad you and I got that figured out. I'm glad that we were able to be friends. I'm glad that you're my favorite ex-wife. But it's the weirdest thing to be in that place. It is just heartbreaking in a way. And I love the life I have, but it's a very different life than what I had 3 years ago, you know? It just seemed like everybody else just went, this isn't important." Kody then admitted he's been going through an anger phase of divorce, and though he's no longer angry, he said he's found himself sad as he mourns the loss of their marriage. He continued, "And now with you, I'm through that anger phase. I'm sorry about the 7 years, but I'm glad we did it because now I can mourn a loss instead of being angry. Meri was taken aback by Kody's apology and unexpected emotional response to her move after he disregarded their relationship for years.